सबसे पहले thank you so much for being here and apologize हम late हो गए थोड़ा सा आपको काफ़ी इंतज़ार करना पड़ा and you did a great job. ये फिल्म जो है अनेक इज़ वेरी स्पेशल टू मी क्योंकि बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट फिल्म है आज के सिनेरियो को लेकर और ये बहुत ही दिल से बनाई गई है. अनुभव सिन्हा ने बनाई है हमारे साथ और स्पेशल अंडरकवर एजेंट पहली बार प्ले कर रहा हूँ मैं. इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मी बट एट द सेम टाइम इट्स नॉट जस्ट एन एक्शन फिल्म, इट्स अ पॉलिटिकल थ्रिलर. ये कुछ कहना चाहती है, इसका मैसेज कुछ अलग है, देश को जोड़ने की बात करती है, भाषा की बात करती है, अलग अलग मुद्दे इसमें छेड़े गए हैं एंड आई एम श्योर यू लाइक दिस फिल्म. पहले इससे फिल्म की चंडीगढ़ का राशि की उसका मसल थे काम आ गया था. So I had to play a student in Doctor G, so I had to lose muscle again. So that's how the life is. But yeah, it's
pretty much a method actor.
You go into a method if you've not played something you've not experienced in life. For example, I'm not this person. I'm very different from Joshua. So you take more training, and I have a friend of mine in special forces. I can't take his name because he's in special forces. So he's just like this guy.
मुशक्कत भरी रही होगी और you had to do a lot actually to train up yourself for this particular character. I am talking about not about your physical appearance, but more of the psyche of it.
I think whichever film I do, like Article 15 or Anek with Anubhav-Sinha, it arises from empathy. If you have empathy towards fellow Indians, fellow communities, or people in general, so I think your psyche is prepared in a way because the film says something. It is kind of value addition to the society. As an artist, you have a certain social responsibility. I think you should fulfill that with every film. That's my way of taking it. And I believe in cinema for change, and this is part of that.
And we are seeing that from the first film of yours, actually. You've taken it very seriously.
First one was okay. It was a comedy. So this is different, but yeah, it's the same genre maybe.
Absolutely. अच्छा मैंने बहुत.
There are so many languages, so many religions, and every 10 kilometers there's a change in dialect. I think our diversity is our biggest strength. That's the uniqueness of a nation, and I think that's binds us together. Kind of experience they've had in life. What I feel is that we should give importance to each and every language in this country. It's a default setting probably that Hindi speakers are more than 50%, but that doesn't mean people who don't speak Hindi they should be treated in a certain way. अब जिनको हिंदी बोली नहीं आती है वो बचपन से हिंदी उन्होंने बोली नहीं है तो एक दिन अचानक उनको हिंदी बोलने के लिए सीखने के लिए कहा जाए, इट्स रियली अनफेयर. सो इट रियली डजंट मैटर एक कॉमन लैंग्वेज है कि नहीं है, बस दिल एक होना चाहिए. The two biggest entities in the country, especially cricket and cinema. So I guess of course when you're playing a particular sport, you will look out for the best player in the team. You don't really feel that this person is of certain sect or certain community or speaks a certain language. If he's playing for your team, your country, you're supporting that person. Same goes for movies. If you like a particular actor, you don't really have to make those points कि ये इस community से है, इस religion से है या फिर ऐसा दिखता है. If you like somebody, you love somebody, and he represents the country. So I think that's why I feel that sports and cinema, they are the biggest binders in our country, and it's a great leveler also at the same time. Everybody is the same, only talent speaks. Empathy again. It was also kind of deep-rooted in the society, so it was relatable in a way because you see that happen, casteism, in your daily walks of life. I read Annihilation of Caste by B.R. Ambedkar. It was an eye-opener for me. There's another book called Juthan in Hindi by Mr. Valmiki. I also read that. But with this particular case, I think it's such an I was like, it's not flattering if you call me a Mayank. It's like, that's what you call you guys. Like you guys, you generalize me like that. So I saw these people getting ill-treated in Chandigarh. That was back in the day in early 2000s, and so empathy came from there. So when I hosted television shows, for example, India's Got Talent, Shillong McCoy was the winner, so I went to Shillong, interviewed them. So when I joined films, I was like, this is the subject we should explore in the past, but this is the first mainstream film, yes. At the same time, this is the first film where there's a correct representation. Like Andrea Kevichusa is not just a character in the film; she's the female lead in the film. In fact, her role is at par with my role. So this has never happened before. So if it's coming from the horse's mouth, the people who have suffered in Northeast, I think it means a lot. And I think Indian Hindi cinema has aged with this film because there's the correct representation. 80% of the cast is from the Northeast. Of course, there's a certain empathy in everybody's heart. But when it comes from the person who suffered, I think it holds more weight. If you give the pedestal to that person, it's more credible. It's the right way to do it. Yes, I felt a lot about Northeasterners when I heard the first-hand accounts when we were shooting in Assam and Meghalaya. So yeah, there's a certain change and still learning and evolving. So yeah, I would love to do these kind of films. There's no dearth of subjects in our country. काफी लोग बोलते हैं सब तो सब्जेक्ट आपने खत्म कर दिए, पर ऐसा नहीं है. Because our country is so diverse and vast that there will be no dearth of subjects, and which will be quirky and of course thought-provoking at the same time.
Thank you.
As an actor, you're just prepared to do anything. The biggest challenge is of course when you are not that person. Like I'm not this person. So it was just the physicality, the gait, your body language, and empathy of course. But of course, as an artist, every artist is slightly empathetic towards humanity. So yeah, that was the only challenge. But shooting-wise, I think it was the terrain. It was just difficult.